tricks in.
Alright, what's up y'all? This is going to be Phase 5 guide for LPDU Strats. Keep in mind that LPDU is a European light data center focused strats. Obviously this can be used in a static setting, but if you're going to do this one in particular in NA, it's done slightly different for P5, especially with the dooms. They're handled differently. With LPDU, we have a certain way that we do it. So if you would like to join LPDU, if you're on EU and you want to prog, the LPDU Discord link is in the description below. The toolbox will also be there, and we're just going to go over this step by step, every POV for the mechanics, and teach you guys very precise spots on what's safe and how to handle stuff. So here we go. So you just finished Rewind now, and we're diving right in. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we're starting here at P5, and the first thing that's going to happen is the boss is going to be cleaving autos, so the party just stay behind, main tank stand facing the boss away from the party. And what's going to happen here next is Wrath of the Heavens starts. Okay, so when the Wrath of the Heavens casts, you want to kind of go to the center so you can move to your spots fast, because you're going to have to go in different positions based on what mechanic you get, and we're going to be explaining each mechanic, what you need to do for each mechanic, pretty much every step. I have all my POVs personally to showcase and demonstrate this. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to have this is the first thing you need to know. Is the first thing you want to do is find the dragon that has 2 dragoons on the side of it. This will be considered as north. Okay, 2 people are going to get tethered to these dragoons, and they need to stretch them opposite. For example, if this dragoon is here northwest, you're going to go southeast towards 5 shards away from the intercardinal. So let's say this D marker, there's going to be a symbol at the very edge of this. You're going to move 5 shards, and you can count them, and you will stand here. In my POV, I will explain this much better because you can visually see it. In the toolbox, you obviously can't see it, but we will go over this. So don't worry, I'm just giving you a basic lineup on what to expect for now. Okay, so the tethers, like we said, they go opposite of the one you're tethered to, 5 shards away from your intercardinal. So in this case, remember, it's you're moving towards one marker in this example. You're moving towards the cardinal where the dragon is. Not away, you're not going to go here, you're going to go here, okay? Towards the cardinal, which is opposite, obviously, of the dragon, who's north. Okay. So that's what the tethers dudes do. The next mechanic you're going to get is an eye, and I will actually press forward on this so you guys can see where the eye person go. They kind of get like a blue eye above their head. Where they need to go is northwest of this dragon, right, towards the 4 marker. In this example, you're going to move 4 shards away from this intercardinal, away from the shuriken. It will be very visible. I will also show this in the POV, so do not worry. Okay, so just refer to it as the blue marked player. Remember, 4 shards. Okay, the rest of the people that didn't get anything, they will simply all spread out like so towards the east, and 2 people are going to get lightning. Okay, so keep this in mind. 2 people will get lightning. What this does, we'll talk about it later. For now, we're just going to talk about exactly where people need to stand. Remember to stay spread out for this. You don't want to be too close to this dragoon. Make some room for each other. Otherwise, you're going to get hit by this, and it's not going to be fun. You're going to die. And I also want to mention that there are twisters during this mechanic, meaning that once those tethers literally disappear, it's time to do twister. So everyone will simply move forward, all right? Because everyone's looking at the center of the arena. You're simply going to move forward, and the twister will be dropped behind you, okay? That's the basic idea of it. Now, I want to also let you guys know that the twisters in DSR work slightly different than they do in UCOB. It's animation based. So keep this in mind. This is how this stuff is going to resolve, basically. And you can see the twisters are back here. But yeah, basically the twisters do not snapshot when the cast bar for twisting dive is done, but instead it will snapshot when the animation plays. So keep this in mind. Just move forward. The best tip I can give you is just move forward when you visually see these tethers disappear in front of your face. Just press W. If you are the northwest person, by the way, who's doing the blue marked player, you can just move to the side, forward, it doesn't matter. But the other dudes, it's important, just move forward, just like so. And now remember, if you are the summoner in this example and you dodge the twister, right, you're going to now move west. The bard will move more to the west. The scholar can relatively stay around this area. Essentially, what's going to happen next is there's going to be a Protean happening. Protean spreads like this, okay? And so you want to make sure you leave room for the summoner. See how the summoner was here? He moved all the way here, and the bard gave him room, all right? Just like so. And just like this, these people will do their baits. Just remember, there's one thing. There is dive bomb. One person will get dive bomb, and essentially, they're going to go where Charidbart is. He's holding the white mage staff. Grenat is the other guy. So in this example, that's where they stand, okay? Because as long as it's opposite of Grenat, in this example, there's a warrior icon because Grenat's warrior, you just stand where Charidbart is. And that's basically it. So I'm going to showcase in-game POV of this for every single mechanic, okay? I should also mention that one person is going to get 5 liquid heaven baits, and there will be 4 eruption baits on another random person, okay? So this is something important to keep in mind here. You can see the bard, he has the eruption baits. They happen 4 times, so you go 1, you can just watch the bard for now, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then after 4, you're going to stack with the party north of Grenat. The people who have lightning debuff are going to go in the back of Grenat on the left and right. Just make sure you don't clip other people. This will appear in your debuffs. Remember, the liquid hell baits is 5, so now watch the Dragoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Walks at the back, group in front. Grenat is the safe spot because he does like inside the safe, like Dynamo. And everything resolves. And that's the first part of P5. And now I'm going to show you guys every single POV. It's going to probably be a lot easier for me to kind of demonstrate exactly what I mean, because in the toolbox I can only explain so much. But when you're actually in the game, you can get a lot more information. So we're going to be talking about that right now. Okay everyone, this is the POV for going east. So the first thing here that happens, I will showcase. We immediately find the dragon. We found the dragon. Here's how the dragoons look and everything, okay? And here are the cardinal and intercardinal shards. These shards, they are in every cardinal and intercardinal of this arena. This is going to be crucial. We're going to be using these to exactly position in the safe spots, okay? We'll get to those in a sec, but firstly, we'll talk about the people that have to go east. So in my example here, I have to go east because I didn't get Tether. I didn't get the blue eye mark above my head. So I will simply go east in this example. So I go ahead and move east. As you can see, we spread out evenly, make sure we're not, stacked on top of each other. And as soon as the tethers disappear, we press W. And I also have lightning debuff in this example. So I press W. After pressing W, I stand in such a way, stand and let thing resolve. So here it is. Look, we stand right here. The Proteans are going to go off. There it is. And now, wait a bit. We see Liquid Hell. And we see the Eruption baits. Now they have to do their baits in such a way that on the last AoE, it's not on top of Grenat or not in where the people have to stack. So in this example, I have lightning, I just move. Look, all I have to do, I don't have to do any baits, I just move in the back. Here's the AoE. Me and the dancer are separated like this. And as you can see, this is how it looks. And just like that, you can see the Reaper is now walking in with the stack. Gets in with the stack. Everything goes off. Ancient Quagga is raid wide. So that's what happens next. You want to make sure to use mitigations, feints, addles, all that stuff right here. And then Heavenly Heal, which is Tank Buster. And that's going to go off. It's going to just slash 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And obviously, if you're Warrior, you can straight up just home gang this. Or you can tank swap. Once Heavenly Heal goes off, after that, you can swap the tank and let them deal with the slashes. Okay, so that's the POV for going east. All right, now I'm going to show you the next one. Okay, this is now the Tether POV. I have a tether in this one. So as you can see, this is how the tether looks, how it's connected. Here is the way I do this, okay? I look where obviously I know where the dragon is. It's in front of me, right? It's on A marker in this example. I look behind me. Here is the other cardinal mark and the intercardinal. We simply count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to stand around here. So that's where I go, pretty much dead center. Let the mechanic resolve. Stand and let thing resolve. I gotta stop making that joke, I'm sorry. Then you just press W. Just press W, move to the side, let the Proteans go off, and then you count 1, 2, 3, 4. In my example, I had the eruption baits, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to dodge these baits, like how to move. You don't have to just hold down the button. You can actually stack 2 eruption baits on top of each other. As you can see here, like I move to the edge. I stack 2 of them on top of each other, and I'm not dead. I can simply just move out. See, I move out, I count again, 1, 2, and then I just go. If you have eruption baits, you can simply do this. You can simply just let 2 go through, and just like that, mechanic resolved. Huge. So that's how you do the eruption baits as well as the tether baits. So there you go. All right, next one is Dive Bomb. You're gonna get that, obviously. I'm gonna show you exactly when you get it, so you have an idea. You don't get it at the start of Deathly Heavens. You get it further, like you get it later. So right here, I look at the dragon. I go east. Okay, my example, I go east. Wait for the tethers to disappear from the dragoon. I have Dive Bomb above my head. It's, if you played UCOB, it's the same, literally the same icon. Once they disappear, I move forward. Now, I look for Charbert. Charbert's right here. Gurnal's right here. Easy way to tell. Charbert is literally the white mage. He holds the staff. If you know the white mage idle pose, when they stand still, that's how they hold their staff. I mean, it's very easy to differentiate between the two. So you just go to Charbert all the way right here towards this shuriken. Shuriken icon, shuriken symbol, whatever you want to call it. It's in every cardinal, intercardinal. We let this go off, and then we count 1, 2. In my example, I got eruption baits again, so 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4, I just walk in the group. Mechanic resolved. And then again, obviously it's Ancient Quagga, and all the rest of happens here. So there you go. That's for the Dive Bomb. Okay, so unfortunately for this VOD, I couldn't find me having the blue mark above my head, so I'm going to use the Sage here who got it and explain to you the movement. It shouldn't be that hard to explain. So I apologize. I could not find a POV where I had it in this VOD, but I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. Here is exactly where they stand. A marker is the dragon in this example. Okay, there is the intercardinal shuriken. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, and you stand right there. And this mechanic is going to resolve. And then after that, they simply dodge the twister and bait the Protean. So this is how it's going to look. Look at right here. And if we see the Sage is pretty much just standing where they were, where they baited the twister, and the Protean go off. That's it. That's all they have to do. A reminder that with the liquid hell baits, the ones that are happening there, remember that it's 5, and you don't have to just hold W while you're dodging these, by the way, right here. You can it's exactly like the Twintania liquid baits. exactly the same idea if you played UCOB. You simply dodge, it's 5 of them, and you simply dodge and move in such a way where you don't just have to hold down the button. You can kind of mix your movement a bit. So that's all the POVs. Hopefully I've explained it pretty well. And we'll go on to the next mechanic. Alright everyone, here comes Death of the Heavens. This will take some time to prog. This one, it can seem chaotic because there's a lot of steps and you do want to be able to get everything. But here is the idea behind this. At the start of DSR, essentially, when you get to Thornton, there's going to be people placing markers, so you do your Death of the Heavens conga line. What is a conga line? Pretty simple. Essentially, you're going to have each marker here placed, and everyone has to stand on these different markers, okay? And essentially, what that means is, whether you get Doom or you don't get Doom, you're going to go in certain positions. You're going to go in certain spots, okay? So there's a paint example right here in the toolbox. The best way I will explain this is by going in raid plan, and I'm going to talk over this because I really think it's better for me to kind of visualize it for you, so you better understand it. So I'm going to go and switch over to my raid planner. Alright everyone, so I went ahead and I've kind of designed this little raid planner here so I can move things around. Essentially, just so you guys know, this giant warrior icon is Grenat. When Death Heaven starts, we're going to use Grenat as North, okay? So wherever he goes, he will be used as North. Everyone line up through the conga line that you prepared at the start of Thornton in Phase 2, because you're going to do the lineup, you already know where to go. It's not specific to group or role, it's random. Conga line and LPDU is random. You can go whatever spot you want. It's not like preset positions. So as a ninja, I can go wherever I want. As long as everyone's comfy with where they want to be. Obviously, if you're on the far edge, it's going to be the easiest because you don't really have to follow a conga line. You're at the edge. And I'm going to explain this. So I went ahead and showed a conga line here. 4 people will get Doom, and obviously 4 people, they're going to do the other mechanic where it's not Doom. So essentially, what's going to happen here is the first thing you want to know is the Dooms, the ones on the very outer edges of the left and right, will go here. So no matter the conga line, see, this Doom is on the far left in this example, he will simply stand right there, okay? And if you are the other Doom, you're going to stand right here. See how, even though there's a scholar here, obviously you are the furthest right in the conga line. Outer Dooms, west and east, okay? Outer non-Dooms, west and east on the edge. So in this case, Scholar and Ninja. There you go. Okay, now, the Dooms that are inner, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 in this conga line. They will go northwest. So in this example, the person with Doom will go northwest 2 shards from this triangle, okay? They're going to stand right there, 2 shards. And this third person conga line will end up northeast 2 shards towards the cardinal. Remember, it's towards the cardinal, not here, not on it, 2 shards, okay? Just like so. And these last 2, Dancer is going to go southwest, 2 shards. Gunbreaker is the last one. Southeast, 2 shards. Remember, towards the cardinal. You'll know by using the shurikens where you are. And this is essentially how things are going to resolve. Warrior, obviously Grenat is going to do Earthshaker, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to do the dodge pattern. Showcasing my POV, I will show how you can dodge this. Based on what you get, you're going to be in different positions. Just know that there's going to be Twister here. When the lightning AoE goes off, these non-Dooms, they're going to drop a puddle. This puddle allows you to cleanse your Doom. So the people that have Doom have to pick up these puddles that are dropped by the non-dooms to cleanse the doom. If you don't cleanse the doom, you die, essentially. It's like Nail from UCOP. You have to pick up the cleansing things to remove the doom. You have to remove it. So essentially what's going to happen is, here's the dodge. Once the lightning goes off, this is exactly the time for Twister. So in this case, the Dancer, they will dodge like this. They're going to dodge like that. Gunbreaker, they will dodge like this. Because as soon as the light AoE goes off, they just dodge to the right. And here's how Skull is going to dodge. Dodge like this. Remember, we're dodging the Twisters. I'm showing you guys the movement. Ninja dodges like this. Twisters placed here. Dooms. All the Dooms have to do is walk forward. Walk forward. And as they walk forward, make sure the West and East Dooms remain the furthest from each other so that they can bait their symbol. And their symbol is always going to be the same. It can be baited. It's circle, essentially. These Dooms, they're going to dodge like this. This one dodges forward. It's going to go outwards, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, it goes outwards. So after the first one, you dodge into it. Okay? Once you dodge into it, then you want to make sure if your second Doom, you dodge the second Earthshaker. Basically, because these Dooms are going to stand here, when Grenade goes outwards on the second one, you walk into the second one. Just like so. And if you're non-Dooms, you wait for the third one, walk into it, walk into it, walk into it, walk into it, just like so. And then we'll tell you guys about what happens after, but we'll take it step by step. This is the exact positioning. I'm going to be showcasing POVs of this right now. Okay, so here we go. This is right after Wrath of the Heavens. I'll show you exactly what happens here. Basically, Ancient Quagga goes off. And after Ancient Quagga, it's Heavenly Heal, which is Tank Buster. So he's gonna put physical slashing resistance down, basically. And you want a tank swap, or if you have a warrior, he can simply home gang it, the whole thing, including the slashes. Boss will go to center, obviously, after this. And Deathly Heavens will be cast. I'm gonna showcase this POV and what I get, and I'll show you how I dodge it. So here we go. We go ahead and use Grenade's north. We're facing Grenade and we're going into our conga line preset positions. In my example, I am third on the right. The best way to know where you need to go is just focus on your side. Don't count from left to right if you're all the way here. Just count the conga line towards your side. In this case, I only have to worry about white mage and black mage, what they get, and then I move accordingly to what they get. This makes it easier to resolve the mechanic. Like, don't just always do it from left to right no matter what. Just do it based on how many, if there's fewer people. Okay, so in this example, here's the Doom animation. This is how you know who gets Doom. It's gonna be like a red effect. Obviously you have the debuff as well. So in this example, White Mage, me, Dragoon, and the Paladin, we all have Doom. White Mage is gonna go here. And I'll show you exactly where they stand so you get an idea of exactly where to stand when I mean on the east and west. So in my case, I am northeast because I am the second Doom on the right. So I am northeast. So I go ahead and head northeast. This is the shuriken symbol. We count 1, 2, 2 cardinals, and we stand right there. Just like so. And as you can see, 1 just happened. This is the Earthshaker 1. 2, dodge into it. 3, others dodge, non-dooms. And then we anchor southeast, okay? This is what you need to know. The reason you anchor southeast, by the way, is because you started northeast. The northwest and the northeast dooms will always stand in the inner ring here, and they will stand southwest and southeast. Again, if you stood northwest, you're gonna go southwest. If you stood northeast, you're going to go southeast. Because, like we said, we need to cleanse the dooms. And there's going to be a knockback happening here, and you need to cleanse it by getting knocked into the cleanse puddle that the non-dooms placed. So essentially that's the movement. Okay, I just wanted to show you the dodge pattern and how to do it. And now I'm going to show you a different POV so you can get a feel of the dodges. Okay, so here's another example. As you can see, I am Doom on the right. There's no other Doom next to me on the right. So I go east by default. Here I go east. And this is exactly where you stand. You see this outer ring here? Basically, there's a ring in the middle and a ring here. You stand right here. The shuriken is behind me, the shuriken symbol. And that's where the non-Doom is going to go, essentially. So I stand like this, and I count. 1, 2, Earthshaker walk in. See how the lightning goes off? The lightning storm? Just like so. And then I stay. I stay furthest out that I possibly can to receive circle. Remember, this is important if you're west and east Doom. This is how you're going to do it, okay? We'll talk about the knockbacks later. For now, I'm just showing you the dodge patterns for the different stuff that you will get, okay? Alright, here's another example I'm going to show here where I am non-Doom. So as you can see, I'm the furthest on the right in this example. I don't have a Doom. This is how I do the dodge. Obviously, I go all the way to the edge towards the shuriken symbol. And here's the dodge. Here goes. So 1 AoE. Second AoE dodge. Lightning storm goes off. When the lightning storm goes off, you can move. So I dodge to the side. And here's the third dodge. You see this? Outer ring. Watch. Third AoE goes off. Walk into it. This is how you do the dodge. Okay? So I'll show it again. 1, 2, 3. And then walk into it. If you stand on the outer ring or just here, you can just walk into it, you're fine. You can also wait for the fourth one and dodge into it, but if you're a non-Doom, no matter where you're positioned, whether you're east, west, southwest, southeast, I always dodge into it like this. You can wait for the fourth one and walk into that, but this is how I do it. This is how I do it for every non-Doom position. Just like so, walk into it. Outer ring. See how I dodge? I move to the side. You don't move in front. Move to the side. And then walk just like so. And that's how you do it. Okay, now I'm going to be obviously talking about the PlayStation symbols and knockbacks. Okay, so after doing all these dodges, by now you should know where the two gazes are. And here's the gaze. There's going to be an eye, and there's going to be Thornton. Alright? Two gazes. And you want to look in the direction, obviously away from them, while doing the PlayStation. Okay? So here we go. Positions. Alright, so remember that East and West Dooms must be the two furthest Dooms from each other to get the O marker like we mentioned. So make sure that these stand the furthest out. The O marker can be baited. Alright, and the non-Doom people, I just want to make sure everyone understands the Doom positions first. So I'm going to talk about this first. If you are East and West Doom, you're getting the circle and you're getting knocked west and east, basically where you started. These guys have the easiest role, okay? You simply get knocked west and east. Alright, what about the inner Dooms? The Gunbreaker and the Dragoon. If you started northwest, you're going to get knocked southwest. You get knocked into this to cleanse your Doom puddle. If you're a Dragoon, you started northeast, you're going to get knocked southeast. These guys will anchor, no matter what symbol they get. You anchor. Dooms are anchoring, okay? The non-Dooms will have to move based off what these two get, okay? So, if you're a non-Doom, you stand northwest, northeast based on what the Gunbreaker and Dragoon have. However, now for the X shape, okay? With the X shape, you need to get good and adjust. Essentially, two non-Dooms are gonna get X. So one person will go south, the other person will go north, okay? And I will showcase how this looks, just like that. These non-Dooms are both X. Simply get good and adjust. That's the only way to do this, so be careful. And you basically, everything is gonna go off just like this. Remember, while you're getting knocked, look away from the gazes, and then boom, you get knocked, and AoE is gonna happen on each player. And if you're Doom, you want to cleanse your puddle by walking into it just like this. They're gonna walk into it, cleanse their puddle. It's very small. I will show you how it looks in my POV. And essentially that's it. After this mechanic happens, there's going to be meteors coming around, and you want to use caster LB to kill the north meteors. You can essentially kill all 3 instantly. All these others, you can just kill them manually. And I guess this is like a more of a ninja thing, but make sure you use trick attack here, so it lines up better later. But yeah, that's a little ninja thing for you. Essentially, you're just going to kill all those meteors normally, and then the boss will spawn in the middle. But now I'm going to showcase the POV, just so I don't overwhelm you guys too much with this, okay? I'm going to showcase the POVs on how all this happens. Alright, so here we go. Going to showcase the PlayStations. Okay, here we go. This is the entire mechanic in full. I'll just showcase one of my POVs, and I'll go over everything here. Okay, in this example, I am furthest on the right with Doom, so I go right. I stand right here, we wait for the dodge pattern. 1, 2, lightning goes off, walk into it. You can pop sprint if you want. And then I just wait. I get my symbol. I already here, at this point, I already know where it's safe. So I look there immediately. See? I'm looking between 3 and 4. It's safe. There's no gazes here. And I'm simply going to wait. Okay? Knockback happens. Boom. Walk into the puddle. I will showcase again how this puddle looks. You can see it right here. You can see at the bottom right of my screen, there is that, like, AoE happening here that, like, basically dropped off. When you get knocked back, see? There it is. You will get knocked back. I'm going to pause exactly the time where you can see it. It's right here. It's very, like, I don't know what's the right word. It's not very visible, okay? So you make sure you look and you walk into it to cleanse the Doom. And then you simply, after that, you're going to kill the meteors. You're going to unleash, do all the damage. And obviously the caster, as you can see, the caster LB'd right here. And this is what happens after. I'm going to show you. Okay, Ancient Quagga. I will be fainting that one here. So Ancient Quagga goes off, and it's going to be Tank Buster coming up. You'll have all these slashes happening, and then Heavenly Heal. They will get the physical resist, or sorry, they can't receive the slashes, basically. And obviously we kill it too fast. But essentially what was going to happen here is there's going to be slashes going through on the other tank because they tank swapped, and then it's pretty much GG at that point. You need to kill the boss at that point. He will cast Enrage, and that's the entirety of the mechanic. Okay, I'm showcasing another perspective here. This is the Anchor Southeast Doom. Okay, so here I go northeast because I'm second to the right. I dodge into it, right, and then I anchor southeast, as you can see, because I was northeast Doom. I will get knocked here by default. Watch here. The non-Doom triangle, they move accordingly to where I am standing. Dooms are anchoring, non-Dooms are moving. See this person with triangle? They're gonna move towards here and get knocked based off where I'm standing. Square does the same thing. If you're X, it's the only thing. The non-Dooms X have to basically get good and adjust. That's it. And they stand north and south. Get knocked, cleanse the Doom, kill the meteors. That's it. That's how you resolve this mechanic. And that's pretty much phase 5. I know I kind of showcased a bit more POVs, but I'm all for clarity. This is the way I like to do my guides. I like to take things step by step, showcase, positions and movements, all that. So I hope this guide has helped you out. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Hopefully I've explained this well for y'all. And, best of luck in your proggies, and hopefully y'all clear Dragon Song before Dawn Trail. Again, make sure you guys follow or join our Discord, rather, for LPDU. Down in the description below, you can join. If you want a PF Ultimates, Prog DSR, that's the best place to go. And again, this is all on the European server. You'll see a lot of PFers on Light, so make sure you hop on Light Data Center, get some proggies in. This is my favorite fight of all time, and I personally consider it to be the best content that Endwalker has ever given us. I love Dragon Song. Absolutely love it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. and I will catch you guys on the next phase, which will be Nidhogg and Hraesvalgr, and then we have King Thordan last phase, and that's pretty much it. That's the entire mechanic. The next phase is a bit more hectic. There's a lot of steps, so, you know, get ready. Get ready for some craziness, because that's a crazy phase, that's for sure, especially during Prague. All right, much love, guys. Take care. Remember that nothing is true and everything is permitted. I'll catch you guys in PF. Peace out. Love you guys.